Benefits of small wind, such as providing a consistent and predictable supply and cost of electricity for 20 to 30 years, could add to its overall value to consumers. Utility policies. Recent years have seen a slight upward trend in the quantity and quality of state utility net metering laws and practices, but the policy is far from standardized or universally implemented. Grid interconnection rules and procedures will also have an increasing effect on the industry as the market continues to shift toward grid-connected systems. While balkanized and cumbersome interconnection rules and procedures rarely thwart installations completely, they often magnify installations' time, expense, and complexity. The National Fire Protection Association will likely create a section in its National Electric Code specifically for small wind. Building-mounted turbines. In 2008, approximately 200 units were sold to be used for urban or rooftop applications in the U.S., 17 representing less than 250 kilowatts of installed capacity. This number still represents less than 2% of the U.S. small wind market, but a slight increase over the approximately 100 units sold in 2007. This was due to affordable wind turbines coming into the marketplace with its helical, vertical, axis wind turbines. At least 2 other U.S. companies manufacture or plan to manufacture building-mounted models, a high proportion of which are a vertical axis configuration. Investment. The past 3 years have brought over $160 million in external private equity investment to over 18 manufacturers worldwide, about half of which are U.S. manufacturers. This investment was an important driver in the industry's recent growth. 10% of all venture capital in the U.S. is invested in the clean technology sector, but continues to favor the solar and wind industry, which received $1.8 billion, nearly half of all venture funding for clean technology companies in 2008 despite a global recession and a strained credit market. Manufacturer profile. At least 219 companies manufacture, or plan to manufacture, small wind turbines in the world. Of these 34% are based in the United States. At least 14 in the U.S., have begun sales. At least 21 in the U.S., manufacture or plan to manufacture vertical axis systems. A minimum of 5 manufacturers, 2 in the U.S., began sales in 2008. The global market. The U.S. position. According to a 2008 survey, U.S. manufacturers accounted for 49% of global small wind sales in 2008, maintaining their historically dominant position. 28 exports accounted for approximately 28% of U.S. manufacturers' sales measured in capacity, a decrease from 33% in 2007. An overwhelming majority, 94% of units sold in the U.S. in 2008 were produced by U.S. manufacturers, though this is a slight decrease from 98% in 2007. These trends may signify a growing attractiveness of the U.S. market. U.S. state and government incentives have begun to catch up with those of other major turbine-producing countries. Particularly with an uncapped ITC, the U.S. appears prepared to retain and improve its market share in the global industry. To solar photovoltaics. Growth. In as little as 3 years, the U.S. small wind turbine industry could match the 2007 record growth of the solar photovoltaic PV industry in terms of annual installed capacity. An uncapped 8-year 30% federal investment tax credit ITC is now available for both solar PV and small wind, and for both commercial and residential applications. The federal government now provides nearly identical incentives for the two industries, except that the solar tax credit can be used by utilities. The U.S. market saw 292 megawatts of grid-tied solar PV capacity added in 2008 for a cumulative 792 megawatts. Cheaper raw materials and improved manufacturing processes are lowering prices for PV cells and panels, leading many companies to predict that solar power could become cost-competitive with natural gas-fueled electricity as early as 2011.